Hey guys, thanks for checking out the channel. Hit the like button if you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe. And also, remember to hit that bell for notifications for when we drop new videos.
Because of the obvious threat to untold numbers of citizens, and because of the crisis which is even now developing, this radio station will remain on the air day and night. Officials and newsmen at first discounted those eyewitness descriptions as being beyond belief. However, the reports persisted.
Listen to them. Children of the night. What music they make.
Hello everybody, welcome to Boogeyman Radio. I am Kenny Powers. No, I'm just kidding. You all know who I am. Over here we got partner in crime, Charlie Murphy.
Yeah. So I was thinking either Charlie Murphy or Charlie Pratt. I didn't know which one to go with tonight.
How about Charlie Brown?
Ooh, Charlie Brown. You're a clown. Anyways.
Aw.
Haven't heard that one in a long time. Haven't heard that song in a long time, too. Wow, Memory Vault unlocked.
Right?
God, how is everybody? It's been a long week, feels like, since last Monday. Hope you're all ready for a great night. For a spooky night.
It's going to be a spooky night.
Spooky.
It's going to be super spooky.
That's gonna be spooky.
Tonight's show, we've talked about like doing shows on different locations and things like that. And we've already done one on the Crescent Hotel.
Yes.
And tonight we decided, well, we didn't decide this tonight. We decided this last week. We decided to do one on the Hill House. And
we have scoured far and wide to find information on this place. My God, it is scarce.
You'll find out.
We'll talk about it.
But the reason I wanted to do this is I'd been seeing a lot of stuff on this place, so
Same.
I'm like, you know what? Let's look into this and let's see what this mother's all about.
Exactly. Which, I mean, seems like it's a pretty active location. It seems like it's a pretty active location.
Yeah, gosh, I got some really cool stuff to show you guys and talk about from this location.
Same.
About this
But
location.
first, how was your week?
Dude, my week was up and down.
No.
Dudes.
What's up, everybody? I should say, what's up, everybody? Glad you're all here. Thank you for being here.
Yes. Those of you on YouTube, on Facebook, over on Kick. What's up?
Yeah, even Kick. We got one more follower, guys. We're rolling in Kick.
Kick is growing. Kick is growing.
Exactly.
It's a growing platform, guys. If you haven't been over there,
It
you
is.
should go over there and check it out. It's better than Twitch.
Twitch.
Tweet.
Twitch.
Twitters. Tweakers.
God dang tweeters. What?
Aw,
thanks, Cassie. It means a lot.
stop.
No, really though.
No, my week was up and down. Like, it was pretty
All
good
right.
though. Like, I took some time off.
Okay.
This weekend and
Okay.
Thursday, Friday, visited family and stuff like that. Got to see one of my nephews that I haven't seen in like 10 years.
Nice.
Almost 8 years maybe. It was kind of relaxing, honestly. I did drop a new video on haunting history. Not new, but old new.
Yeah.
It's
a new format.
Yeah. So I'm going to be releasing a new season of Haunting History this summer. And leading up to that, I am releasing one episode from each season in 3D.
What?
Yeah, so this first episode was from season 1. It was Route 66 residents. And then next week, I'll have an episode from season 2. The week after that, is an episode from season 3.
Yeah.
But they're all going to be in 3D. And the reason I'm doing that is because season 7, this new season, is going to be released in 3D as well as regular video. So something cool, something different for people out there. If you want to check some ghost hunting out in 3D, that's out there.
That's the way to go.
If you don't have 3D glasses, you can contact me. I'm selling some, so you guys can buy them for me, or you can just buy them on Amazon. Either way, I just want you guys to watch it.
Remember, it's not the real D 3D, it's the traditional blue and reds.
Yes, Anaglyph 3D.
Yes.
It's
not like, important because it's not
like
the
the
same.
new It's not like the new 3D where you just.
Dave's not hip. He doesn't have the new 3D.
I don't have that technology, but I do have
I know. I'm just giving you heck.
the ability to do this other crap.
Exactly.
But it's kind of cool, kind of neat to watch. Like, I'm enjoying watching some of it while I'm editing. So
Good. Wash
and,
him.
yeah. And I did a lot of video editing on Sunday. I spent pretty much all day Sunday.
All
Just
day?
Video. Yeah. Just video
Okay.
editing. So trying to get used to doing that again.
Yeah, of course.
But it's different. It's different.
Well, I mean, also with your job, it's a little difficult to do a lot of that. I wouldn't say a lot of, but because you're at work a lot, so
Yeah.
it's just
Well,
how
I
it
mean, not a
is.
lot this month. They would beg
Hey.
to differ.
Really?
with the tour and doing some.
Oh,
filming and
that's fair
stuff,
point.
I've
Yeah.
pretty much
think
taken
the
every
only-
weekend
Well, I mean,
this next month.
so I know we have
that's
the
right.
investigation on June 22nd, which is a great place to plug it now.
Yeah,
For everybody
guys,
that doesn't know, we got Carpenter's Mortuary booked up for us this time because, Arkansas
yes.
fell through. Or
Yeah,
not
the Arkansas Tuberculosis
Tuberculosis.
Sanitarium fell through, so we moved it over June 22nd over to Carpenter's Mortuary, where we did this last year.
Yes.
But everybody had a freaking great time.
Yeah, I mean, we had some skeptics and we had some people who loved the paranormal. They didn't know who we were necessarily, but they loved the paranormal. They wanted to experience something, and they all had, from what I could tell, all of our guests had a great time.
Yeah.
From what I could tell, it seemed like it was a banging of a night. It was awesome. It's where we met AJ and his crew, so it was great to see them too. And God, I can't wait to go back, man. I've really been wanting to go back to this place, so I'm kind of seeing it as a blessing in disguise almost.
Yeah, no
Like,
doubt.
I can't wait.
I've been wanting to go back, and I've talked to Charles Bookout about going back and even just investigating myself. So
Yeah.
I have questions still wanting to be answered, and I think
Same.
during the event we can answer some of those questions, or at least get closer to answering some of
Absolutely.
those questions. Like, I want to know who this female is.
Same. Yeah, what's the whole the baby thing, the female? Like, I want to know. I want to know. Sorry. Can you show me? Yeah, I couldn't help myself. Sorry. But yeah, I can't wait. It's gonna be a great time. So I'm just stoked. I'm ready. Let's go. And then we have the last weekend of June, which is gonna be great. I can't wait for that.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
getting
gonna be
hyped.
Little bro time.
Little bro weekend.
Yeah. You,
wanna
me, Jason Kupsik will be joining us.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be
doing
great.
a little camping, some fishing, some
So floating.
kayaking, and
Yeah.
yeah.
I had a guy.
Man,
I had a guy at work. So he's a big lake guy and big outdoorsy. I was like, "Yeah, I'm going on my first float trip that I haven't been in like over 10 years." He was like, "Well, remember, when you get older, your body's not the same. So don't party as hard, don't drink as much." I'm like, I think I'm already figuring that out. But thanks.
Squatching?
Oh yeah,
No.
squatching. Yeah, no, not at all. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that at all,
No,
right?
not at all.
Yeah,
No.
we're not gonna hit a few trees with some huge branches.
I mean,
What does the squatch sound like? What? I couldn't tell. Just the sound of existential dread.
well, look, according to that one show we had, it's just Sasquatch nutting in the woods.
That's such a good point. I forgot about that.
Oh my God, he's trying to communicate.
Yeah. When nature calls. Is that mating? What is that?
I still find it funny on the Into the Light 2 doc when Josh and I were out squatching,
Yeah.
leaving the jack links for him.
He probably really appreciated that.
Probably. I mean,
Or she. Either one.
that or the ants did.
Oh, that's a very
Some-
good point, too.
Somebody's gonna appreciate. the
Someone's
jack
going to
links.
like the Jack Links. Better than, what is it, Slim Jims. I can't stand Slim Jims, dude.
No.
Disgusting. But anyways,
Ooh, yeah, brother.
it's going to be a great month. I'm actually really hyped this month. I'm not ready for the heat. Of course, I suck with heat. But it's going to be a great month. I'm pretty pumped.
We will be close to water, so there's that.
Yes, thank God.
That makes. There's probably gonna be
Speaking
a
of-
haunting.
What?
There's
Probably going to be a haunting.
because
The
of
haunted
water.
campsite, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
I mean, people do die in rivers.
a lot down here, and
Yeah, bodies have been found
Near.
multiple times.
there's a really horrific case that happened right here in town.
Huh.
Last year or the year before?
I don't know.
No, it was a couple of years ago. A girl was stuffed in or cut up and put into
Oh.
a briefcase, and
Oh.
they threw the briefcase off of a cliff into the tree, landed in the trees down by the river, and yeah,
Down by the river. What?
it's romantic down by the river.
It's so romantic, especially with the. I'm not gonna make the joke.
Did you hear about sex when you're camping?
No.
It's fucking intense.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that a few times. I've heard that one a few times. I've just forgotten because of how juicy it is.
Oh yeah.
But speaking of water and possibly haunted places,
Yes.
what is the town at this location we are going to be talking about tonight?
Mineral Wells, Texas. And
Mineral
you-
Wells.
I just noticed, we just talked about like how we did a show on the Crescent.
Exactly where
This
I was
place
going.
has a relationship to the Crescent in that both these towns were built on their healing waters.
Exactly.
Man, people were
Because-
gullible back then. Here's
Oh,
the water.
very.
It
Yeah,
smells funny,
exactly.
but it'll heal you.
Well, I mean, people were so trustworthy of people back then. Like they didn't think twice of people lying to each other. Like, how do you think? What is it? Salesmen coming along with their carts full of BS tonics, trying to heal people. Like, people were very gullible,
Oh, yeah.
very gullible. They had no reason to lie to us. I bet they died from some of the side effects from those tonics. Just saying. Is there
All
flannel
these
in
little
this?
floaties in here.
Right, exactly. Is there flannel in this? What is this?
Supposed to help you. Those are vitamins. They're
Oh, it
minerals
smells
and
like
vitamins.
pee. What?
You smell
Yeah.
like pee. Just drink it.
Exactly. No, I'm good. I don't want to drink it. I don't want to drink the tonic, mommy. I don't understand. But what I was going into though is sorry, blanking here. Basically the healing properties, like isn't it interesting how a lot of places that have not a lot, but there's multiple places that have had tragic events or just crazy messed up circumstances around places with healing properties, of possible waters of healing properties.
Well, you got to think
I find
about.
that so interesting.
I mean, it's not really talked about, but what about like some murders that may have happened around there because
Oh yeah,
property
because of the
claims, like,
yeah, exactly. Like, could you imagine
Or-
dying for the possibility of
what your property's got healing
right,
power? Then I'm going to kill you and take it to
exactly.
make money on it. How much?
No.
40 years ago.
What?
If someone told her 40 years ago that she would pay for bottled water, she would have told them that they were nuts. I mean, you don't actually have to.
From 1984, they didn't have bottled water back then? Seriously? Is that a thing? Like,
Probably.
I was born in the 90s, so I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know.
I was just a kid. I was just drinking.
I know
soda
they
and
had
shit.
bottled Coke. Like, they had sodies and stuff. But, okay, 50 years ago. Okay, that makes more sense. I was going to say, like, maybe the 70s? Maybe? But
God, 40 years ago was the 80s, wasn't it?
Isn't it, though? Right? Like, dude, bear with me. Bear with me real quick. It is the same distance.
Same Kelly.
What is it? What?
I was a garden hose kid.
Right?
Even in
Think
the 90s,
about
I
this. It is the same distance from 1944 to 1984 as it is from 1984 to now. Isn't that weird?
was. Oh, I got
40-year
something-
difference.
I got something weirder. Like it's not even necessary to point it out right now. God, it's so cool and weird. We'll talk about it later. If we have time, I'll talk about it.
Drink from a hose. Hey, you know what? I miss those days too, Cassie. I used to drink from a hose at school a lot.
I just seen this today.
But I don't mind the faucet at home. We had the good water. Didn't taste like minerals and sulfur. So I was thankful for our water.
and pee.
Make time, David. That's what she said. That's what Cassie is.
Well, it has to do with time.
Oh, good. Yeah, Kelly, I was dating myself. It's fine. I know I'm a youngin'. It's born in the 90s. Whatever. Don't hold it against me. But
If I said
isn't
you had
it
a nice body, would you hold it against me?
Hey. Might use that later. Another time. Might use that on somebody. I don't know. Somebody special. We'll see. If I ever find one.
John. It's pretty special.
He is special, but not that kind of special.
Cassie will.
He's special in my heart.
All right, guys. Tonight's topic we're gonna get into is.
I thought you were gonna look. I was waiting on you. I thought you were gonna like show us something.
No. I'll talk about it later.
Later. God, the tease.
It's gonna blow your mind.
Jeez.
Gonna blow your freaking mind. Promise you. It's gonna blow your mind. I was 60, 70. Kid, we were hit with the garden hose.
Yeah, I'll say I was hit with a wooden spoon by my grandma when I acted up. She pulled that wooden spoon that was holding the cabinets closed, that just like slot right in between the handles, because we couldn't fix cabinets apparently back then. I don't know, but she would just have a wooden spoon laying like in the cabinet handles.
Yes,
and if you acted up, whoosh, that spoon came out and you were done. You were done. You couldn't run because it'd be worse.
Yeah.
She'd hit you even more. It's like, okay, I'll just take it. I'll just do what? What will I do? You're probably right. Oh my God. All right, so tonight's show. It's about places with strange healing properties.
All right, so yeah, Mineral Wells, Texas, known for their healing properties. There's a house down there. It is known as the I was going to say
Come
Kyle
on.
House. I know,
Come
right?
on.
Did I just do this?
Yeah, you did. You did just do this. Think about it. What's right behind the house that's massive?
Yeah, I know. It's the Haunted Hill House, but they also call it the Kyle House.
Yes. Back in the day, they called it the Kyle House before it was called the Haunted Hill House.
Now, there's conflicting information that I was able to find about when this place was built.
Yes.
I found one that said, one site that said that it was possibly built during the Civil War as an A-frame house. And then another one that said it was built in 1890 by Fanny Yeager Kyle, who lived there until 1924 when she passed away. But she lived there with her sister, Susan Renfro. Then I also read another one that it was built in 1892 by C.F. Yeager, who was a pharmacist.
Huh.
So, conflicting information,
yes.
Probably all tied together. But
yes,
this is something I think we could talk about this part right now.
All right.
This is something that you and I both found to be kind of irritating. Was everywhere we looked about this place, there wasn't a lot of information on the history.
There was really no information. It was pretty scarce. Now, here's the question. Is that done by design? Or is that because there really isn't a lot of history out there for the location?
Or is it, people nowadays just don't care about the history.
Yeah, just don't care about it, and they just want to get straight into the investigating. They say about 2 minutes worth of this happens, this happens, this happens. Oh my God, let's go. That's when away we go kind of stuff.
Right.
But yeah, it was so irritating. I think I went through like 6 different YouTube channels, just like bigger YouTube channels, just to find one. And then funny enough, the ones that actually talked about it was a channel that I'm not the biggest fan of, but I know that they do like to talk about some history vaguely. And luckily, they actually posted a picture in the video of the brief history, the official brief history of the location.
Right.
And do you want to get into that now, or did you want to kind of go off something else a little bit more?
Well, I was just going to go over this a little bit right here.
Yeah, go for it.
Then we can backpedal a little bit, okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
So, again, the conflicting years, but we'll just run with the 1890, where it was built. 1890, 1892.
1800s is what overall 1800s.
Fanny Yeager Kyle and Susan Renfro, they were sisters. They lived there. They both died there. In 1928, the Baker Hotel began construction nearby, and eventually the Hill House would become a place where wealthy visitors to the hotel would go back to the Hill House or the Kyle House, and take up the nightlife, the illegal kind of activities,
I'm
aka
in love with a what?
AKA a brothel, a gambling
Exactly.
hall, and a bar, basically.
And the people that tend to stay at these places were probably not the safest of people.
No. There was something else. Okay, so during the time,
Hey, Angel. Hi, Shanda.
hey. During the time that this was happening, or under the Kyles, Susan and Fanny Yeager,
Okay.
during that time, it was actually a makeshift hospital.
What?
Yeah, because apparently that property was one of 3 mineral wells.
Yeah.
So
I did hear about that.
or healing wells. So they kind of used it as like a makeshift hospital. They would take in people that were sickly, people that were deathly ill, and they would try to heal them with the water. And not everybody made it.
Those healing properties, it's supposed healing properties. It's so interesting. I wonder if that's why the Baker went up, because a lot of famous people started coming there, and like casinos started popping up. And
you look at any place that's had these healing waters, like people would spend money, and you had to have money if you're going to go get treatment, right?
Absolutely.
Get the best. Nothing but the best.
Exactly.
So, I mean, yeah, I'm sure a lot of wealthy, well-to-do people came down, and they're like, you know what? Since these people are coming down, let's give them a place to stay. And the Baker was not a small hotel. I mean, 450 rooms to the damn thing, 14 floors. Now, the property itself is interesting. And this, a lot of people can attribute some of this to the haunting as well. So, this obviously goes back before they even built on it. You've got the healing wells. There's actually caves present on the property.
There is. Actually, and you know what's famous for those caves?
Water.
Not just water, man.
Was it a guy that buried treasure?
Sam Bass.
Sam Bass.
Sam Bass.
Supposedly he hid treasure in there.
Yep, and apparently the city tried to dig it out in 1938 with a doodlebug. What the hell's a doodlebug?
It was a precursor to the jitterbug.
Jitterbug. Jitterbug. Can't help it, sorry.
Couldn't help it.
No, I just cannot. But yeah, so the cave, the massive hill, which I think, don't they own it? I'm pretty sure the current owners actually own the hill.
Yeah, this is part of their property.
Yeah.
It was also said that these caves was where Native Americans would rob and kill settlers.
Graphic.
Yeah. So, I mean, all this can attribute to a haunting, being on the property and in close proximity.
So,
and Shanda, if you stick around for the show, if you want to talk about it, your experiences, we can bring you on and have you talk about it a little bit if we've got some time.
And if I'm not mistaken, don't they have tunnels there that are sealed up and they won't let anybody access, right?
That I don't know.
I'm pretty sure I remember the owner mentioning in one video that they have found property, or they have found tunnels on the property, but they will not show anybody the access to those tunnels. So with it being a brothel, that makes a lot of sense, I think.
So one of the things I heard, like during the time that it was a house of ill repute, I guess you can call it.
House of the Damned, whatever you want to call it.
They would there was a secret room, bootlegging room upstairs where they would like lower the alcohol to the kids, and the kids would ride their bikes or whatever over to the hotel to deliver the alcohol, because the cops would never suspect kids of bootlegging.
Genius.
Right? That's why we have kids.
Hey kid, you want to make $50?
Do the stuff we don't want to do.
Take this bottle of water over to the hotel. It's very important. It's healing waters. Yes.
This will cure your bad day.
This will kill your bad day. What? You want a bottle for yourself? Go ahead. Take it to your mom or something. I don't know. I can do a pretty good radio voice, right? From the 1920s and 1930s. Who knows?
Or write a skit.
That would be funny.
So the current owners are Edward and Catherine Estes, but I read an interview from 2016, the former owner, Phil Kershoff,
Yes.
who said in the interview that when they bought it, they had no idea it was haunted.
Oh no, he had plans of making it a bed and breakfast, but
They were
obviously,
they were gonna remodel and everything.
yeah.
And, he said he had no idea. They had no idea it was haunted, but the neighbors started talking about it and telling them stories when they were taking the items that were in there out for auction. So
I wouldn't be surprised if, like, when they were doing renovations, activity probably kicked up pretty bad.
yeah. They sold it pretty quickly, honestly.
Yeah.
Was it 2017 that Catherine and her husband bought it?
Yeah, 2017. But well, actually, from what I had heard was they bought it in. So hold on, give me a second here. In the 1970s, a family called the Montgomerys bought it and had practiced voodoo and satanic worship. And again, no. Yes, and that's they allegedly. The allegedly part was they summoned multiple demons.
Oh, okay.
Is what the allegedly was. And after a few years of that, they sold it to a man named Phil. So I think Phil bought it back in the 70s and 80s. Do you have an exact date for it?
I'd have to look it up again.
Yeah, I
from
what I had seen, I don't think it was that, but I could be wrong. I just know that it was the Montgomerys, and I'm pretty sure then Phil bought it. Yes, it is intricate. I'm actually going to dive deeper into the history because what they give us on the website is very vague, and a lot of the other places we find is vague. But thankfully, like I said, I found this basically picture of the what is called the brief history of the place. So, like we said, built in the 1800s, it was a brothel. And in the 1930s, it was known as the Kyle House. And the Kyle House is, to me, I think, is when the real heinous stuff started in that place.
Yeah, the brothel, the bootlegging, and all that, because that's about the time Prohibition started.
Exactly.
And if you look at any, like,
well, no, the brothel started back in the 1800s. But when the Kyles bought it, that was like the assault of family members and killing of family members, and then the Lady of the Night thing. So yeah, that does go hand in hand. Which we'll talk about.
No, the brothel wasn't when the sisters owned it. They used it as a hospital.
Oh yeah, you're right. Okay.
The brothel went up whenever the hotel went up, and
yeah,
the hotel went up in 1928. But that's the era of Prohibition.
Right.
But if you look at any of these areas that have had like mob-like activity or
I'm sorry,
bootlegging and stuff like that, there's a lot of death that tends to happen around in those locations, and oddly enough, they're all haunted.
I will say, sorry, I didn't mean to mess things up here, but it was starting to be referred to as the Kyle House in the 1930s. That's what it was. I don't know if the Kyles had bought it there, but so in this paper it says the property was once inhabited by natives. It was Kiowa and Waco or Waco. I don't know how you say that.
Waco. And
Comanche. And then Mr. Kyle formed Texas Rangers and basically killed him off the land. He built a frame. He built a frame part of the house. Yeah, a frame part of the house, which was Jacob's room and Scratcher room, which is pre-Civil War apparently. The rest of the house was added from 1870 to 1880. The Kyle family had discovered the healings of the wells. They spread a lie of its healing powers, which a lot of places did do that.
Yeah.
So that's not surprised there. Let's see.
If I remember correctly, I think it was Fanny Yeager who actually tried some of the water, and she ended up getting healed miraculously from it. And that's where the lie came from.
So let me see here. That's when the home was turned into the makeshift hospital. Back because of the well. And then after the waters dried up, the town began doing brothels, bootlegging, gambling in several locations. In 1940, Mineral Wells was called the Red Light District, and casinos were established in the town. The Kyle House was used in this manner from the early 30s to the late 50s by the sons known as Curly and Lester. The brothers were involved in horrible crimes and within the home, including murder. So not only outside of the home, but like the main horrible stuff actually happened inside the home.
Inside the home, yes.
Lester murdered his niece, known as Sarah. He shot her on the stairs and hid her body under the stairs. Now, if I'm correct, this is the same Sarah that he actually assaulted. As far as I can't really say it because YouTube's sure, we'll say with that. And so he assaulted her, and I believe they had it might have been 2 kids, it was 2 kids. So her dried up blood is on the right side as you walk up the staircase. And her blood and Broche were found under the stairs. Her body, I should say. Maybe that's what it is. Anyways.
Which this death was actually supported by some modern technology.
Yes.
With UV light and luminol.
Yes.
You can actually see like where her fingers were on the stairs, so she wasn't completely dead when he was dragging her down the stairs. Which is so messed up. But so she gave birth, which I believe he shot her in the stomach is where it was. But she gave birth to her first son. She was only 13, and his name was Jacob. Jacob was found hanging on the tree next to the house in the 1940s. He was 8 years old. The tree is now a stump with a cross on it. The little boy told... So this is just from a recording. This isn't actual documented history. They were doing some investigating, and they found out that the little boy said he was sexually assaulted, and it was not an accident. I don't know how a R-word sexual assault is an accident. That's pretty straightforward if you ask me. So I can't remember. I'm pretty sure they say who it is in some of the videos, but it's not here on the sheet, so I'm not going to say something I don't know, or that's not on this sheet. On April 8th, 1953, Sarah gave birth to Joshua, and he was born disfigured with webbed hands, webbed feet, and a large skull, and suffered from severe Down syndrome. Damn.
Yeah. In 1959, at the age of 6, Joshua was unruly and was kept upstairs, but he didn't listen. His father, Lester, basically was a drunkard and would beat him when he came downstairs. One day, Lester, who was extremely drunk, chased him upstairs and beat him to death, apparently behind the chimney. One day, we already got that. His mother, Sarah, tried to stop him, and she was then shot in the stomach. Sarah was 39. So that's when the niece died, which was when she was 39. It's just so tragic. She was very beautiful with long black hair, and she's known as the Lady in Blue. Apparently, she haunts the location. And then Lester died in the Dakotas of old age, and he died of alcohol poisoning. His brother... Go ahead.
I just want to interject one other thing. With Joshua, he does seem to be one of the spirits that have been interacted with.
Yes, he's like actually not one of the most well-known, because the well-known is the one that's the demon.
We'll talk about that in a little bit.
We'll talk about that, yeah. But so he's supposedly there, which I mean it'd be interesting to interact with some. But let's see here. Oh yeah, and his brother. So this is Lester's brother, Curly, didn't fare too well either. Curly had a thing with a prostitute named Priscilla Blair, and he would beat her and sexually assault her. One day, she had enough. In 1955, she took a shotgun. Wait, is it a shotgun? She took a gun and basically brain matter everywhere. And
unalived him.
Unalived him, yep. And she apparently turned the gun on herself. You can see the actual blood and the brain matter where the toilet used to be. Ew. And then the Kyle family is buried in Grafford, Texas. The home has had several renters. None would stay very long. They don't really get into the Montgomerys, but that's another one that I heard where they did the alleged practice voodoo, satanic worship, which, if you think about it, when they find out the history of this house and how it's had such a dark history, if they were given that history, For people that had that kind of interest, it makes sense for them to do messed up things like that if they actually did it.
I mean,
don't know.
It's kind of a calling card for people
It is,
like
unfortunately.
that. Like, oh, there's so
didn't-
much tragedy here. Like, let's take advantage of that.
I'm blanking here. Didn't the Mansons do stuff like that? Did they do any satanic stuff?
I don't think they did. It was more or less Charles just brainwashing a bunch of people to follow him and his beliefs. I don't think it was necessarily
Satanic.
like Satanism.
Okay, cool. I couldn't remember. I was
but,
blanking.
like, yeah, he was just. It was kind of more against the mainstream and more against government and all that stuff.
So honestly, though, but that to me is the gist of the history that I could find.
Yeah.
Like there really isn't a whole lot out there, like as far as in the public eye.
You know what needs to happen?
What?
Haunting history.
Haunting history. Just do a whole episode on the history of the location. And part 2 is the actual investigation.
I would love to investigate there.
I would too. I would love to do it. I know I said that I don't tend to mess with evil spirits, but you know what? How do we know it's actually evil or not?
This particular location we'll take that on.
We'll take that chance.
So as far as hauntings go, some people suggest that there's 9 entities that reside there. Obviously, we talked about Joshua. There's a female ghost that hums happily in the kitchen. There's several kids. There's several adults and one demon and a partridge in a pear tree.
Apparently.
So this demon, people
apparently
have decided for whatever reason to start calling him Toby. I'm guessing it came.
Isn't there another demon supposedly named Toby?
Maybe.
Isn't that a thing?
I don't know.
I could have sworn that was a thing at some point, or maybe that's in a movie.
Maybe. Well, there's
I swear
a movie
I can hear
called
kids saying,
Haunting of Hill House.
No, I love that show, by the way. That's an amazing show. The Haunted Hill House. I love that show. It's based off the book by I think Mary.
Oh, okay.
Was it Mary Kelly? No, it's not the same person who did Frankenstein, is it?
Mary Shelley?
I don't think it's her. But anyways, it's a fantastic show. It's on Netflix. And to me, that season is the best season. Is just the one on the Haunting of Hill House. It is so insanely awesome. I love it. It's such a good show. Have you ever seen it, Dave?
No.
Oh my God, dude. It's depressing. I will tell you. It's pretty sad, but it's also interesting as crap. Because it's ghosts.
Right.
Hauntings. Anyways.
So,
yeah.
This Toby, I'm guessing they got the name because it came out of a ghost box, honestly. People are probably sitting around going, who's the demon?
Right.
Who's the demon?
Or it was some YouTube channels like, there's a demon in here. And then they went off with that.
Tell us your name, demon.
Yeah.
Tell us your name. So with this demon now being exploited, some of the activities vary from objects moving, voices, loud noises, the demonic Toby, who Toby is actually blamed for cutting people, biting, burning, scratching, growling, physical contact, basically. And one video.
Aha! I figured it out. It's from the Paranormal Activity series.
Oh, okay.
The demon's name is Toby. Sorry. Had to go there. Had to find it out. Figure it out.
All right.
Find it out. Figure it out. Figure it out there, bud. Anyways.
Figure it out, man. So one of the videos that first caught my eye, and this was attributed to Toby, of course.
Of course. Automatically.
This is actually how the Hill House came into my radar, was because of this newscast.
Yeah.
I'm not going to play the entire newscast, but I'm going to play a small portion of it because it's what really sparked my interest in it. It's not EVPs. It's not feelings that people get.
Feelings.
The history's cool. But this one particular investigator experienced enough. I'm guessing she's probably never been back after the second time. But check these
Oh no,
out.
Oh yeah, after the second time. Yeah, probably.
One
not.
of the women on the bed started taunting a spirit when all of a sudden something
Yeet.
pulled her off the bed.
So we're gonna
She
rewind
gets
it again.
yanked, dude.
A
Like,
year
there's
later,
no
that same
way.
woman visited the house again. Something scratched her so badly, blood soaked through her shirt. At this
Yeah,
point,
it said
I
she was
wasn't sure I
gouged.
was believing any of this until,
What was that?
Did you hear that?
in the middle of the interview, we heard something scratching. My microphone
An
didn't.
animal.
Yeah, that sounds like an animal to me too.
It sounds like an animal scratching.
But,
Got animals in the walls.
but
I don't
this
know.
video, I don't
Yeah,
know
go back
who
to
this person is.
But
But
it was on that bed, apparently.
Yeah. So I don't know who this person is. I'd like to talk to them and learn about this experience and everything. But apparently, yeah, she got yeeted off that bed pretty damn quick.
Yeah, she did. Like, that was very fast.
Yeah.
Like,
So
abnormally fast.
I'm gonna full screen this so you guys can see. I don't want to play like the whole newscast or news thing. You can find it online on YouTube, but it's just this segment that piqued my interest.
Now watch.
One of the women on the bed started taunting a spirit when all of a sudden something pulled her off the bed.
So we're gonna rewind it again.
A year later, that same woman visited the house again. Something scratched her so badly, blood soaked through her shirt. At this point, I wasn't sure I was believing any.
So yeah, that was like one of the first things I ever saw about this house, and I was like, I had to find out more.
Yeah,
and
of
I
course.
started watching some
Who
things.
wouldn't
and
want to find out more?
And of course, you know, like a lot of shows have gone there and everything, and so I had to watch some shows on it.
Yeah, of course.
But you know, if Ghost Adventures have been there, you know it's legit.
I just can't wait for Austin to go there.
Right?
Like, why hasn't he gone there yet? What the hell, man?
Put him in there all by himself. He wants.
Or
to be in
Connor
there alone.
Biddle. God.
Yeah, I talked. Yeah. Anyway.
You talked to Connor last night? Or the other night?
Yeah.
Nice.
Anyway, another
Nice.
clip I found. I found this clip interesting. It's somebody recording their screen. I'm guessing off a DVR because it's all laggy. But this was interesting. In this video, you'll see like it's one of those hook latches to lock a door.
Oh, yeah, I did see this video, too.
And like it unlatches and the door opens.
Yeah.
So keep an eye on the latch.
It's legit latched. Like, it is down.
Yeah. It comes up and it'll sit there and swing a little bit, but you'll notice the door starts opening after a little bit too. So here you go. Like I said, it's a little bit like laggy or whatever.
I
but
have a theory about this video, though,
I know
that
me
I'd
too.
love to test out someday.
Like if you just push it, if that will come up.
But here's the thing. It doesn't seem like it's completely latched all the way down. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
seems like it's just the tip, huh? Just the tip is hanging in there, you know? And if someone pushed on the door, if it's to a point, that could push it, like, out, right?
Yeah.
Because it seems like there is force on the door. Like, it seems like the door, like, it looks like somebody pushed the door and then the latch comes down. So I'm wondering if maybe that force of, like, pushing it just made it open slightly and then just go. Because I
Right.
think it is partially latched, but not fully latched.
Yeah, and this probably isn't the whole. Obviously, it's not the whole video, but like
Right.
they probably cut this at a really bad spot too. So
But-
I would like to know exactly how far that was in there.
It will see. And so
'Cause
this
at the
goes
beginning,
in.
It's
Yeah.
just the
It
tip,
doesn't
like
look
you
like
said.
it's. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's fully latched. So if someone were to just push on the door,
that latch would pop out.
that latch would just pop out. Because, like I said, if it's literally just the tip, the round part of the tip, if you push on the door to make the latch come forward, and that latch is rounded, not the actual hook latch, but like where the hook goes in, if it's rounded, it's just gonna round off and go over and then just come down. Now, if it was like flicked up and it went this way first, you know what I'm talking about? Like,
Yeah.
like instead of coming out and going straight down, if it went backwards and around, that would make sense of something doing it.
Let me check
But
something.
if it just went,
I'm gonna play this one more time.
yeah, I think the door moves. I think Shanda's right. I think it definitely.
Well, I
moves.
was looking at that latch by the doorknob, where it latches into the door, and it looks like it's already sticking out.
Yeah.
So the door wasn't all the way closed.
Well, I'm wondering if they have the latch there because the door doesn't close.
Maybe.
This is why I need it at places. Fucking debunk shit like crazy.
Exactly. I would love to go here and just actually doing a legitimate investigation, try to debunk some things, and
Yes,
and
because
whatnot.
I mean, no offense to people, I'm sure people are having paranormal activity and hear what they feel
Some
is paranormal
experiences.
activity.
Mhm.
But at the same time, you got to be able to try to figure out, okay, what caused this? Like when you go to a location and you hear voices, sometimes you got to think realistically. Okay, how many businesses are around me? Are they open late? Are there people walking around? Like, you don't just, or you shouldn't just hear audible voices for no reason. Like that shouldn't happen. But we know it does happen at locations. But yeah, like it blows my mind the amount of people that just don't try to solve anything. There's no mystery solving like frickin' Scooby-Doo. There's no there isn't. There really isn't though. Everything is paranormal. Every single piece of something is paranormal. Nobody tries to figure it out anymore. And it just blows my mind.
Oh shit! I just spilled my Mountain Dew
Uh-oh. All over your computer?
on my keyboard.
Well, that's going to be a sticky situation.
That's
But
gonna be sticky.
your K's are going to stick.
Oh no!
No, and Jess, I blame a lot of things. YouTube, I blame the pop culture of the paranormal is what it's turned into. The TV shows even on TV, I can say it was quiet around the house even when they were there. In which, you know what, to give it a fair, it's not highly populated like some places I've been to. And when I say highly populated, I mean like there's like a business across the street, or yeah, that's fine, Dave. So I'm not saying, Shanda, that it isn't or it is. From what I could tell in the video of the aerial views, there is some spaces between things, and it looks like it's pretty like small residential. So I'm definitely not saying that that hearing voices at this place is not real. I'm not saying that at all. I'm sure it is, or at least there are some things that could be real. Just because I haven't experienced it for myself, I can't really, like, since I wasn't able to investigate it myself, I can't be in the moment to figure out whether it could be somebody from outside or if it was just, like, I'm just basically kind of saying, like, have an objective view, right? Don't just, don't just accept everything as paranormal. Like, okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure I didn't want anybody to think I was like saying one thing and. You know what I mean? But you're exactly right, Jess. They just get super excited and they think that's what it is. Because YouTube Paranormal, essentially, I'm just going to call it that now, YouTube Paranormal has basically taught everyone that everything is paranormal. A creak, someone breathing. It's just it just blows my mind that nobody tries to figure things out. And when they're doing sessions, it doesn't seem like it's really data logged that well. Like, it doesn't even seem like it's really data logged at all. They just film it. All right, call it good. That's it. Which I do like the burst EVP sessions, right? The burst recording sessions, where they just kind of sit there, take the recording for like 5-10 minutes, whatever, and then review it right then and there. Because when you have your longer audios, 20-30 minutes long, you don't want to sit down for 20-30 minutes and just try to listen to something again. Do the burst sessions. I find that the most effective, personally. Which, that audio that Stephanie and I got, that was a burst session. That wasn't even a long, drawn-out thing. That was, what, 5 minutes? 3 minutes?
3 minutes?
Yeah. Something like that's nothing. It's crazy. Or venting to spirits, exactly. So, yeah, I would love to, I'd love to check this place out. I'd love to check a lot of places out. But, you know, money's a thing.
Yeah, because, I mean, if you can go in there and you can debunk a lot of stuff, people are going to not want you to come back. I feel like sometimes.
See, and that's, so, sorry, go ahead. What were you going to say?
Especially if they're making it a business.
Exact. Well, so that's what Shanda, she just said, I went to this place politely, skeptical. Or, okay. Hey, I went politely. I can't talk today. Completely skeptical. and on guard because of the extreme claims. Nothing evil showed itself, but we did have a few interesting things happen.
Well, Shanda, I sent you a link so you can join us on here. Sent it on your messenger. So if you want to join us on here, talk about your experiences there.
Yeah, we'd love to. We'd love to hear what happened there, for sure.
And you can tell us about the video that you sent me.
But I will say one thing, and it bugs the crap out of both of us. When I got onto their website, I was seeing a lot of so-called orb pictures that look like dust.
Yeah.
So, take that as you will.
Wasn't a whole lot of evidence on their website.
Yeah.
So,
but that also goes back to
being new owners of it.
Yes.
You know.
Well,
and also to the paranormal teams, how many of them are actually giving them
exactly
a copy of the evidence, which
I will say, Angel, have you? I'm not saying that Dave's video or Dave's audio isn't the best. Have you heard the audio that Stephanie and I got? Because if you haven't heard it yet, holy moly, definitely recommend it. And it's on a device that I thought I would never support because I was very skeptical of it.
Yeah, same.
And after hearing that audio, it completely changes my mind. No, same, Shanda, absolutely, definitely make me seize, 100%. Just start like eye twitching, convulsions, like just brain hemorrhaging. Just can't handle it.
I think I got most of the Mountain Dew off.
Triggered. What? So unwilling to share evidence. It is odd, right? I agree. It's because they don't want people to break it down and possibly debunk something. They don't want it to be picked apart. Exactly. Which, hey, if someone can explain to me why that audio recorder picked up multiple screams when it shouldn't have picked up multiple screams, go for it. Give me your best shot, because I have no freaking idea how it could do that. Like, it peaks the audio to where it cuts the audio out of the recorder and then it comes back. What? Her and I weren't screaming. We were just talking.
I don't know. She
doesn't make any sense. Well, yeah, but you could hear the difference. But she wasn't like, you know what I mean, like right into it. So it shouldn't have done that. And
yes, Angel, I'm partial to that clip too.
I've not.
I don't think it's as
clip Dave has though. Oh yeah, yours is definitely like clear. Yours is definitely clear. I think it's better for sure. I'm just saying that's still one of the most amazing recordings I've ever heard.
It's disturbing.
Sure. Very. I didn't want to sleep in the room.
So imagine being at Hill House, huh? Something happens.
That's fine.
Get jerked off in bed.
You won't be far. It's fine. Wait, get what in bed? What did you just say?
You're like, you won't be far. I'll be away from you when you're getting jerked off in bed.
Get what in bed?
It's not me, I swear.
Dang it, Toby! I told you to stop.
My name is Toby.
You gotta ask.
You got a pretty mouth.
Just because I paid to be here doesn't mean you could do that. Okay.
It's a brothel. That's why you pay.
I didn't pay for your services in that way. Okay.
Bullshit.
Oh, that's horrible.
So Shanda's going to join us. She's going to tell us about some of the things that she experienced at Hill House.
Yeah.
I also have her video kind of queued up. Let me get that on here real quick. So when we get to that point, I'll have the video for you guys. So let's go ahead and bring on Shanda.
Hey.
Hey. Hey. How's it going?
So how long ago did you go down to Mineral Wells?
It was August last year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Not that long ago.
It was extremely hot when we were there.
Bet.
It was awful.
This is why I've not done...
Sorry.
This is why I've not done any Midwest mystery tours down in Texas, because
that makes sense.
Time frame is going to be
Save
like
it for the winter,
summer.
Yeah,
save it for the winter.
It was hot. Went for my birthday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Hope it was obviously worth it.
Tell us a little bit about your experience.
So I had not heard of the place until Matt, Dave.
Yeah.
He had heard about it and wanted to go down. So I was very skeptical, of course, like I said, because of all the extreme claims. And anytime someone starts talking about demons and evil spirits,
you kind of roll your eyes. Like,
yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
So I went down completely blind. I didn't look up anything. I just knew the extreme claim of like there's supposed to be a demon or whatever. So I didn't know any history. When you first get there, the owners are very sweet, very nice, very hospitable. and the wife took us on a tour. And if you go, it's a very long tour. She'll take you through each room, sit down, go through a lot of history with you. I wish I could remember it all, but it was a lot of information.
Yeah.
So we were ending our tour for the night. We had come out of the room that Toby supposedly resides in, and we were walking through the living room. So that's the video clip you see, was us walking through the living room to go back to like their little base camp in the kitchen. And we stopped in the middle of the room because she had asked if we would close the door to Toby's room. So I turned back and closed the door. And then you see Kevin, the investigator Kevin, on screen, and it's her shirt that got pulled.
Oh.
Okay.
And you'll see 2 tugs of her shirt.
All right, I'm going to play this video real quick. Add this up here. Let's full screen this. Bad boy.
You'll hear Matt and Kevin very excited in the background watching.
Or yeah, you Kevin getting her shirt tugged.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you can see that so perfectly. It did. One more time. We got. That is so perfect.
Great. Hold on. That was something just fucking tagged.
All right, here we go. Easy, calm down. Whoa!
Yeah, you can
Please
see the
rewind that
disturbance.
one more time.
It's worth it.
Let's
Oh my gosh.
bring that
Watch
volume
Ke-
down here. Let's
Hold
try
up
this
and
again.
then tugged. I want to rewind a little further. Okay, here we go. And it's right after I turn back away from her again, right? Yeah, not there. Right now.
Interesting. It does interrupt the flow of the shirt.
Yeah. So, because whenever she reacted to it initially, first I was
Yeah.
like, of course I had turned away from you. It wasn't watching. We were lucky that their DVR caught it because we
Right.
weren't rolling anything because they had their DVRs going. But I was super skeptical, thinking, well, you turned around, like, did your shirt just fall? You know, was
Right.
it setting weird or whatever? But the fact that there's like 2 like tugging motions was strange
Yeah.
to me,
It seemed
and
like
that
one was
she
kind of off to the
immediately
side and-
identified it as a tug. You know,
Yeah. Interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, because there was,
Um,
I bet there was some resistance against the body on the opposite side, so you could definitely feel the tugging, or at least maybe in the shoulders.
Yeah,
where you
'cause it
just kind of
seemed
feel
like
that downward tug part.
One of them was off to the
Yeah.
side a little bit, and the other one was more towards the back.
Yeah.
That's what it seemed like.
Yeah.
Very
So that
interesting.
was that was probably the coolest thing that we caught. We had an
Shit,
interesting
I was in there like, it's my
method.
birthday. You tug on me.
I know.
Oh,
Oh,
my
I
birthday.
know. Well, Kevin was the big investigation virgin, so she just got christened
okay.
to it.
There you go.
Ah,
I know,
Way to pop
right?
a cherry.
Yeah, exactly. We had an interesting Estes method with Kevin and I, both blindfolded, that it almost seemed like 2 spirits talking to each other.
oh, okay.
It was very strange. And I messaged Matt to see if I could get the audio clip. We were getting ready to go to bed for the night. We actually stayed the night there. And Kevin and I were walking through the little hall, and there's a music box setting up there. We hadn't even realized it was there until we heard
wow.
it go off. And you hear us in the audio comment that this music box is going off, and we're saying something like, I wonder if us walking through set it off or
Right.
whatever. And then you can hear a girl's voice in the background commenting on it. That was not Kevin or I. So I wish I had that audio for you. If Matt ever gets back to me, I'll send it to you.
Did you notice? I'm sure you did. Did you notice if it was one of the music boxes that people use for the investigations of the sensor, or is it just a normal music
No,
box?
it was just a normal, like, old
Oh,
wind-up type of
interesting.
music box. And it was strange because that was the very end of our investigation. We had been trumping
Yeah.
up and down through there the whole night with nothing happening. So,
How long was the time frame? How long did they let you investigate?
oh gosh, we were there. We got there before sundown. We got there
Okay.
fairly early in the evening because they do tour and it lasts for a while.
Yeah.
And then we got to stay all the way until I think we may have left 9-ish the next morning, probably by the
Okay.
time we were
Yeah.
up and around. Yeah. So I mean,
Ooh,
you
that
got
feels
it
like it'd
for
be
a
early.
good amount of time. Huh?
I said that to me. That feels like it would be having to be out at 9. Ooh, God.
Yeah, I'm
the hangover is real.
Oh yeah, it was real. We finally went to bed probably, I don't know, 4 or 5, like just to like get a little nap,
Jeez.
Oh,
couple
Yeah.
hour nap.
Lots of
I don't know,
5-hour powers.
Yeah, there were times where, like, as far as feelings, like you would kind of feel uncomfortable. But nothing, no experience with like Toby or scratching or whatever. They
that's
did
good.
show us the clip of the woman getting yeeted off the bed.
Yep.
It's very interesting because when you go to that room where it happened and see like the space, because we were like, could someone have been on the side of the bed and like yanked
Just
her or
pulled her.
whatever? But there's really not a whole lot of space there.
Yeah, you would have seen the person for sure because
Yeah.
I know that the video
and if you
itself is
see-
deceptive.
Did you see like the longer clip? Were you able to see a longer clip?
no.
Where
No, they didn't have that on the newsreel.
they all clear out of the room?
Oh, they all
I'm
ran
pretty
out of the room?
sure,
Was that
like,
that
in
group?
the longer clip, they showed it. Oh yeah, they all like they got out of there.
Okay, because
there
I've
was
seen
several
clips of like
people-
different groups running out of the room. Like, come
Or
on,
running
guys.
out of the house.
Yeah,
even.
there was.
I
It was
recently
either
they recently posted
3.
one.
There were 3 or maybe 4 people in the room.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, and like she gets yanked off, and then the guy that was on the bed with her jumped up, and everyone was out of the room. And you could see her scramble out. Like they definitely, they deserve an Emmy if they were faking it.
Yeah,
Right.
it was that good.
Yeah,
Well,
it
and,
was
like
pretty
even
good.
her body motion, like
That was quick.
jeez, that was very
Yeah.
quick. Yeah.
Yeah,
You kind of
oh,
it
yeah.
seemed like there was an initial like tug or something, and then boom, it
and
just,
it just
went.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that was really really nuts.
Now
well,
I've
would
been
you go
seeing
back
recently.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've recently seen they posted something of another team that ran out of the house. So this
Yeah.
is something that happens all the time. I guess, where that
Oh,
people are getting
Oh.
scared out of the house.
Well, that's why they have the shirts
I
that
don't
say
know if
"I
I watched that
survived."
video. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, I got a free shirt for my birthday. Huh.
Nice.
There you go.
Perks.
Yeah, perks.
Now,
yeah,
what
it
Charles
was
was-
pretty-
What Charles was asking, like, would you go back, and do you think what did
Oh,
you
yeah.
think of your time there?
I would definitely go back. Because like I said, there's some experiences I want to follow up on.
Yeah.
For sure. There's some claims of like things outside as well, like tall, dark figures.
Yeah.
Being on the land and tied to the caves in the back and the large hill.
I was gonna
back
say it would
behind
make
the
sense
house.
with the natives that were killed there, that were
Yeah.
kicked off the land. I wouldn't be surprised if that land is what would be quote unquote cursed
Yeah.
for some people. And I mean, with the kid hanging himself outside, that definitely, that would, yeah, I would.
I'm
definitely
trying
see
to
things,
remember.
maybe.
Did I miss you talking about that? The kid hanging himself outside?
Yeah,
Yes, you
so
did.
there was the
That sounds-
son. Was it Jacob? I think Jacob.
Jacob.
Was,
Oh,
was
the
he hung outside?
Handicapped one.
No, that's Joshua.
That was Joshua, the one that had the mental yeah, they had 2 sons apparently. One was Jacob, and he hung
Oh,
himself when he
yes.
was like 8 or 9 or something like that.
Oh, yes. No, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I had forgot about that.
But I will say, did she ever tell you about a certain sexual assault to the? I think it was Jacob actually. Pretty sure it was Jacob, which is why he hung himself. I don't know if he hung himself or if he was murdered. I'm gonna tell you
I
the truth.
feel like I remember that story.
Yeah.
That it was heavily rumored and
Yeah, so
suspected
nothing's
from the
confirmed.
man. And
Okay.
was it the man that was shot? Like it was like
that'd be
was it his
Curly?
uncle?
Lester. Or,
No, Lester. Well, they were both. Lester was the
Curly was
dad.
shot.
Curly was the uncle, and
Yeah,
Curly was
Curly was
shot
shot.
by his lady of the night.
Right. Yeah, he was shot in the bathroom.
Yes.
Okay, so that was 2 different people. That's history and stuff.
You're right. It really is. Like,
There's a lot.
it's so hard to find stuff on this place.
Yeah.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
For sure. And then Angel did ask, is that the place with the glass over the well? Does that make sense at all?
No, Angel, it's not. That's a different place in Texas. I know what you're talking about.
Perfect.
She did a remote reading for us at a
Oh,
place in
nice.
Texas. That had a well. Oh, what was that? What was the name of that place? Was it Mineral Wells, Texas? Or is that where
that
this
was the
place
town.
is?
Mineral Wells, Texas. Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
yeah.
she's wondering if the place at the glass over the well was the place that she was talking about with the remote viewing experience. But Mineral Wells is where this place is. Where
okay, so
Hill
this
House
is in Mineral Wells. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. No. So yeah, Angel, that well with the glass over it was the place that you did the remote viewing. So that was not this house.
Okay.
Okay. That makes
Yeah. Oh, I don't remember the name of that place. That was a cool place though.
You know, it's funny. I was sitting there thinking, like, if I ever go to this place, I'm not even going to tell Angel where I'm going. I'm just going to have her do a reading.
Just go.
She's going to have her read it. She's going to be like, fuck you, David.
Well, now she's going to know.
While she's doing it. No, she won't. She won't know where I'm at. I won't tell her.
No,
she
did. She's done readings for the team I was on where she had no idea what town we were even in.
Mm-hmm.
She's
It's
really
fun.
dang good at it. That's all I know.
She really is.
Really dang good at it.
And whenever she's ready for radio, we might have her on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Love that.
So, all right, Chanda. Thank you for jumping on here and letting us know how that went and everything, and sharing the evidence. It really lends to the tales and everything that are being made here, and
I think that's a claim is people getting their shirt, like getting their clothes pulled on.
Yeah, it is. Yep,
yeah,
definitely. Yeah, because they've supposedly had over like 750 scratches, 18 bites, and like apparently 20 possessions.
They keep like a tally of
it's freaking wild
of attacks.
Oh right.
Yeah.
I like to hear that, Angel. But yeah, that is nuts. I mean, I would if it's that active, I would definitely keep I would keep a tally for sure. For sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Like, Josh Hurd should keep a tally of certain things that happens at Malvern.
He should.
He's got the logbook.
Yes.
He should keep a tally of all the new spirits that come in.
Oh my God! No kidding. From all the different people.
I need to get back up there. It's been a couple years, I think.
It's still awesome.
Yes. And I would say if you haven't heard any of
Definitely
what is it? Oh, basically there was an audio that Josh captured of him being in the nurse's hallway, and he thought he heard some noises, went down there and checked on it, went to Rebecca's room, didn't knock on the door, opened the door, looked around in the room, walked away, left the door open, and I think she let him have it. Essentially, it's pretty wild. I think it sounds like Get Back. Yeah, it's on his channel somewhere, but it's in one of the videos. But it's also on our channel. We've talked about it a few times. But
I've got a video called "Ghosts of Malvern Manor."
That would be perfect. So Dave's documentary about Malvern. It's definitely in there, and a couple other things we've done. But that audio, I think it says "Get Back," and it's a full on like woman screaming is what it sounds like. Like
interesting,
clear as day. Like it's what is it? Where you hear the
out.
Huh?
I just think it says out.
It could be. I think she says two words, but you think it says out both times? Mm-hmm. Okay, to me it sounds like get out, but I mean, you know.
How long ago was it? Like how much digging do I have to do?
Oh,
the documentary. It's
it's in the documentary.
Yeah.
It's in that
well, I've watched it. I had to have seen it. I'll have to rewatch it.
It's called Ghosts of Malvern Manor. It's about all the spirits at Malvern, plus evidence and people's experiences.
Yeah.
So.
I'll have to rewatch it. Okay.
Plug. It's a good plug.
Check it out.
All right, Chanda. Thanks for jumping on here.
Thanks.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, see ya. Bye.
Bye.
That was fun.
Yeah, Shanda's,
we brought her on.
Shanda's kind of local to me. She's over in Springfield.
Missouri.
Nice. So she's done a lot of places around here as well.
I didn't know if she was a part of what would be considered the Arkansas crew.
No, Missouri.
Which is who I would consider Matt, because I don't know if he's Missouri or not, or if he's
not.
Arkansas.
He's
Missouri? Oh, okay. I thought he was in Arkansas. My bad. That's just because tuberculosis sanatorium.
He just went down there a lot.
Yep. I wonder how he feels about things. Crap. I haven't talked to him about it.
So we got on this conversation before the show also about the potential for the how things could be staged at some of these locations, and
absolutely,
without being there, we don't know. This is the beauty of paranormal investigating.
We are not saying this place is staged. We are not saying that at all. We're just saying that there is a possibility that locations, not this one specifically, there is a possibility that people want fame and money. And I'm sure some people, like there are some people that steal and lie in this world. There are some people that are willing to fake evidence or occurrences
activity
to get things to happen. Again, we're not saying this location is like that. We're not
what we are going to say, as investigators, we have to keep an open and skeptical mind. And we've talked about experiences and showed evidence and stuff, but you still have to look at it from a skeptical point of view.
Absolutely.
And, you know, there's a video that I watched where, I know you saw it too, but these people were in the building and it sounded like, they were saying it sounded like a ball rolling all over the place. Like it was a heavy sound, but it also sounded like something running in the walls or something like that. And they even made a video, or in the video, they made a comment where they thought it was in the walls.
Yes, they did. That's why it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So, and we got to talking. We're like, well, I mean, if you really wanted to, and you did some work in the building before you opened it up to people to come and investigate, you could put stuff in the walls.
It's not like, here's the thing that goes with that too. With being investigators, you can't break down the wall to figure out if there's something inside of it because you're causing property damage.
Yep. All you can do is like look for speakers and places where there's high EMF, things like that. Use a stud finder. I don't know why people don't do this. If they want to check the walls for stuff, get a stud finder.
Stud finders. Yeah.
If there's a stud in between, like where there's supposed to be studs, if you know the rule of 16s, the 16-inch, you find something in between there. Well, obviously there's something in there.
And I think that also
come from.
What also leads to our skepticism is because when places have not outlandish, but when they have extreme claims. Like
extreme claims,
very extreme
and an
claims.
abundance of claims.
And an abundance of extreme claims. It kind of makes you think, is it too good to be true?
Yeah.
Which, again, I'm not saying this location specifically. I'm just saying in general. Sometimes it feels like it's too good to be true.
And this is why I was saying earlier, you know, maybe haunting history should go down there.
That'd be awesome.
And doing a legit investigation. Like, fucking go old school, video it all, show it all.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be a winning situation for them if whatever was found would seem to be legit.
You could be a believer. They could make a believer out of you. Not that you don't believe already, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, I believe in the paranormal 100%, but I objectively can't believe everyone's experiences because I didn't have them.
Yeah. The problem is, for me, that place, they want quite a bit of money for that.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like
paying a birthday present thing eventually.
Yeah. I don't feel like paying $500 to go.
No.
Plus travel. So.
Yes. I mean, you get to stay there, thankfully, but still, you'd have to like leave immediately.
And I'd have to get a hotel room so I can get more sleep before I drive all the way back.
Money.
Yeah.
Costs even more money.
Yeah.
But if you had enough people, though, because I think they said up to 8, that could really break it down.
But I wouldn't want a bunch of people in there because
I was just about to say that.
I would want to
just
limit
about to say that.
Because
I'd want to have like 4 or 5 maybe.
The less people that are in there, the better off you are to have less contamination.
Hey, this team said they're going to be trying to look at booking it in early November. If you remember later on and you do get to go, let us know how you had or what kind of experiences you had. We're very interested in this place and we want to know more about it for sure. So whatever you do experience, please definitely let us know.
Let us know. And I'm kind of on this, what Jerry says. There should be like a frequency versus claims like ratio. Like claims versus how often it happens. And
it's a mathematical equation, essentially. It's like the law of averages.
Language of the universe.
Exactly. And yes, Shanda, 3 people are definitely enough. I saw a video of like 8 people packing into Toby's room, and I'm just like, you really going to expect to have an experience in there?
Yeah.
With 8 people?
I think 3 people would be the max to go in there.
Like, I understand if you have like maybe a ghost box or whatever, and you're doing a session like that, but to be shoulder to shoulder standing around the bed, what's the freaking point?
I think on the website it says that you can get up to 30 people in there.
What?
That's what they said. I'm like,
God. For an overnight, I saw that it was like up to 8 people, and I'm like, that's almost too much. Or
like
that is too much.
They said you could fit like so many people in there.
Oh, God.
I'm like, no.
That place seems small.
And I'm pretty sure somebody's probably tried to do an event in there, and I'm like,
probably
I would not do an event.
I'm sure it's way
In
too
a
much
small
money,
location.
too.
I think Carpenter's is probably the smallest location I've ever done an event, and it was, 15 people was enough. Like,
I would say 15 was right up there with enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say 15, definitely. Because I'm just trying to think of like the actual scale of like splitting things up and all that kind of stuff. Absolutely, I'm the same way. Same way. It's less audio contamination that way because you know exactly who's there or not.
15 actually wasn't a lot.
It worked
for
out.
Carpenters.
Yeah, we made it work out pretty well.
Yeah, it did. There was no contamination. Like,
no.
It was actually very chill.
And it was what I was very thankful about was most of the time we had experiences, it was experiences during the experiments that you couldn't really refute with, oh, well, other people were talking or like other stuff like that. And with people getting their like touched and pulled on and stuff like that, you can't blame that on people getting, you can't blame that on people talking.
No.
So the experiences that we had, it really worked with 15 people because even though we had 15, anything that we noticeably had happen, it was perfect. Honestly, I think it was one of the most perfect events that I've ever been a part of ever.
And not to toot my own horn, but like just the experiments were just right for this kind of.
It really was, which that helped out a lot.
Yeah, because you can't sit there and try to do silent methods with a big group of people. You have to do like some kind of audible experiments and stuff like that. Something that you can't contaminate with just talking or stomach rumbling and stuff like that. So
well, and thankfully we had like we broke it down into groups. Like this group would go investigate over here,
across
like
the building.
15-20 minutes would go by, another group would be across the building, and you could easily tell who was who as far as like if you heard people talking. Like if I heard Dave talking or asking questions, it was obvious, but I was also rolling with a microcom or a ghost box. So I wasn't going for audible voices. I was going for whatever's coming through the ghost box.
Yeah. Well, Shanda, on that note,
we're going the 22nd. Come on down.
There you go. Midwest
Come on
Mystery
down.
Tour, June 22nd, Carpenter's Mortuary. Gonna be a great time. For those of you that knew that I was doing the hospital, obviously the hospital canceled, and we moved the event over to Carpenter's Mortuary to do round 2 of the Midwest Mystery Tour there. New experiments,
great.
New hope I know we got some returning guests.
Yep.
Hopefully we get to see some new people there and they get to experience this, because I'm telling you, there's a female there. She is very vocal, and we still got to find out who this is.
I'm pretty sure I've seen her. I think that's who I saw behind the drum set there.
Like, who is this is?
No, I really thought I saw a female. Like,
no, I know. I
in the
remember
corner. Like, is she? Which to me, I will say this. I don't know why, but she reminded me of one of the actors. One of the actors was dressed in that like black, flowy, weird. Like, she reminded me of one of the actors. That's what I saw in the corner, was a woman wearing that kind of clothing, and I was like, "Holy crap! Did I just see that?"
And for those that seen this, like, who want to go to Carpenter's, you can go to Eventbrite and search for Midwest Mystery Tour, and that's where you buy your tickets at, on Eventbrite.
There is a lady. The spirits.
Yes, it is a haunted house attraction.
Seem to like the music. What kind of music are you talking about? Like, I'm just curious.
Well,
definitely.
So, whenever I first investigated there, I actually talked to Shanda about some of the stuff that they experienced, and
okay.
Because like this is right after, like, during the break. If you remember the episode, right after John and I heard the female voice, we were sitting at that booth. We heard a female voice. I started hitting up Shanda.
That makes more sense. Yeah.
So I started hitting up Shanda and Charlie and a couple other people about the location and stuff, because I knew they had been there, and I was curious as to what they had gotten and stuff like that. And
That makes actually a lot of sense to me with saying what she just said about the music, because that, I mean, right behind the drum set, and that you could tell that that area is made for jamming.
Yeah,
definitely made for jamming.
Although they do need better equipment, but they won't put better musical equipment in there because.
Oh, that's what you mean. I was like, what are you talking about? I didn't see any paranormal equipment, but okay,
no,
yeah,
music equipment.
But we did have a lot of audible stuff happening in that room, though. That was pretty wild. Like in that big meeting music room, that was awesome.
That area is where in the second part, where Justin and Johnny Dale both heard that audible female voice.
Yep.
That they captured on recorder. So.
Yep. Yeah, I want to go back. I can't wait for the 22nd, dude.
It's gonna be amazing.
I cannot wait. I'm so pumped. Now that's a player. When Matt was messing around the piano. Nice. Okay, that's cool. So it's intelligent of some sort, I hope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
I haven't heard a man. Well, no, I take that back. We did capture what either Austin or Justin thought was a man.
Did you...
Or Austin that thought it was a man.
Did you tell Jerry about why the sanatorium was closed? Did you tell him? Sanitarium?
No.
He said, he asked... did you find out why the sanitarium was closed?
So the sanitarium closed because there was a paranormal team in there that was drinking. They left beer bottles and alcohol bottles all over the place. They destroyed some of the property, and then they also stole some stuff.
Bastards.
So they said no more paranormal anything. They locked down pretty much all the building except for the first floor, some offices.
Yeah.
But not even the maintenance man can go on any other floors except for the first floor unless there's an emergency. So
people just can't be respectable, apparently.
They've completely shut it all down.
Respectful.
Yep. So,
stupid. So
why.
Stupid. Takes this one person to ruin everything.
Yeah. That was going to be a great investigation, I thought.
Yeah.
Do we know who?
Now we'll never know.
No. Do not know who.
Oh, I'm sure he is. I know when I was there investigating with Matt, he really was heartbroken. He loved the place. You could tell the passion, so I'm sure he is heartbroken.
Yep. I guess that concludes our topic.
Yeah.
Tonight, the Hill House. Definitely want to go there. Hey, if you want to talk to the owners and be like, hey, I know a guy who's doing filming, and you should have him come down. Don't charge him $500 to do this.
He actually cares a lot about the history of the location.
He wants to help in his own way and clarify some things.
Hey, just send Jess down there with you. I'm sure she can dig up the history for you.
Yeah. Send him my way. Send him my way. Because I'm telling you right now, I am not going to pay $500 to go down there.
No, that's insane.
I don't do that.
I don't have that kind of money.
I don't want to come across as smug either. Or like, oh no, I'm not going to. But like, I'll give you a couple $100, but I am not paying $500. So there's that.
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
So I was teasing you guys with this whole time thing, and I want to put this out there so it kind of weirds you out. I didn't get to see the whole spiel about this, but I want to show you. Let me see the best way to put this up here.
It's about time travel.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. So if you look at the clock face, right? If you start with 12.
Yeah.
Right? 12 is 12. And then you go across from each other. 11 and 1 is 12. 10 and 2 is 12. 9 and 3 is 12. 8 and 4 is 12. 7 and 5 is 12. And 6 and 6 is 12. Right?
Okay. You're just now noticing that?
There's more, apparently.
Okay.
Yeah. So what is it?
1 times 11 is 11. 10 times 2 is 20.
Well, 7 and 5 is also 12. 8 and 4 is also 12.
Yeah.
And it goes back. There's like 3 different things that coincide with each other, but then it starts getting into 6s.
Yeah.
And I stopped watching the video because I was at work. But this was something that I saw that I was like, this is kind of weird.
Well, I mean, think about it. What is we have to have numbers to calculate anything in the universe. Anything.
I think it was, okay, so 12 minus 6 is 6. 7 minus 1 is 6. 8 minus 2 is 6. 9 minus 3 is 6. 10 minus 4 is 6. 11 minus 5 is 6.
Everything's 13. Conspiracy theory!
It's super weird to look at that and just think. There's this whole clock conspiracy now. I was starting to dive into it, but I got distracted at work.
I think it just because it goes into the numbers. My thing is, why does it just go to 60? You know, like 50 and then 60 and we're done. Is it because 12?
Well, that makes me curious about something. Hang on a second.
When he's not dying. Because what, 12 times 6 is 60, right? Am I wrong? Just kidding. It's not 12 times 6. I'm just kidding. 6 times 10. Da-da-da.
Damn. Back.
It's 72? Yeah, 72. Which would be a minute and 12.
78. If you add up
What?
all the numbers on there, 78.
Oh, man. What? 78
no.
minus 72. What's that? Oh, it's 6.
No,
What's 78? What's 78 minus 12, Dave?
Oh my God.
66.
The anti-hour.
There's another 6. Oh my God, 666. What?
No, I was kind of curious to see what it added up to. If it came up to 60, that'd be fucking weird.
That'd be pretty weird.
Wouldn't it?
That'd be pretty weird.
Like, oh my God, if you add up all the numbers on the clock, it comes up to 60. I'm going to tell somebody that, see if they add it up.
Freaking loon.
I'll show them that little bit right there, and then I'll be like, yeah, if you add up
You could
all the
also
numbers.
just be like, oh yeah, 12 plus 5, 17. 12 plus 4, 16. 12 plus 3, 15. Like, I don't know. It's silly. It's almost like the whole, what is it? National Treasure movie where they're like, oh, this goes to this, and this goes to this, and so-and-so signed the document at this time with wearing this. Like, it's just...
This one goes to
Bruh.
11.
Yeah. It goes to 11. God, great movie. Spinal Tap. Oh. Anyways, enough of our shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
You know, I actually, for the first time, I actually met a guy who's going to school to be a physicist. I've never met a physicist before. Like an actual physicist. Yep. I've never met one. 6 is the devil's number.
All right.
Mama says...
I was starting to look up this clock stuff.
What is it? Mama says the girls are the devil.
The devil's number.
I love that movie. Whoa.
Well, hello.
Hello, Bonnie.
All right.
Ah, my goodness.
You caught us at the end here.
You caught us literally at the end. An hour and 30.
With our pants down.
Son of a... What?
What?
Kidding.
You're wearing pants?
Well, if you find time, go back through the video, please,
Yes.
and listen to some of the stuff that we try to find as far as history, things that happen there, and maybe you can confirm or deny anything we talked about. And I'm sure there's newer stuff, too, that we don't know, because the
Yes.
video that I pulled from, I think, was over a year ago, and I bet there's
Yes.
probably some stuff there.
Yes.
Charles is a clock blocker. You're darn right. You gotta block all them clocks. No clocks allowed. No clocks allowed in this. This is a clock-free zone.
That hand is too big.
You ever seen clock fights before?
Oh, that's a shiny clock.
That's... You're a clockist. Shut up. What? I'm dumb. I'm
Put your clock away.
Put that clock away.
Okay.
He's being charged with assault with a deadly clock. You thought BBC was one thing. It's just a big black clock.
Oh, we're gonna get canceled.
We're going to get canceled so bad.
We're gonna get canceled.
I'm as red as my hat, man. It's
Not a
just
clock
a clock,
measuring
man.
contest.
Oh, God. I'm going to have shirts or something to do
Stop
with
staring at my
clocks.
clock.
Yes. You know, that is so true, Shanda. Clock size doesn't matter. Is that true?
Is that true?
It's not what I've heard.
It's hard to see.
I've been told wrong the entire life. What?
Gosh, you can barely see your clock.
Does the clock come with different attachments? Does it detach?
What's that little swingy thing below the clock? Oh shit!
I'm dying over. I can't stop.
He just snorted over clocks.
Shut up. Been snorting on clocks. You ever done a line of certain substance on a clock before? I'm desperate, man. All right, I'm done. I'm done.
God.
Is the clock battery operated? Oh my god. Wait, so you're telling me it vibrates at a certain time? Whoa. I don't have time for this. We're gonna do clock puns now. Big Ben or watch face. I love you guys. This is great.
Oh god.
Don't forget, guys, wash your clocks.
I have to turn my clock back.
I'm smiling and laughing so much that back here is now starting to hurt. Oh.
Good gravy, guys.
Is it the big clock hand or the small clock hand? I'm reaching. I know that was bad.
That was
wider's
reaching for the clock.
You know, the wider the better, because then you can see all the numbers correctly, right? Like, screw digital. Too futuristic. I thought you said you're back. This is reminding me of After Dark a lot. Nope. Got that freshly waxed yesterday.
You ain't lying.
He makes an appearance.
Yes.
All right, everybody, we're gonna jump off here. Enough with the clocks and giggles. Gotta go adjust my clock. How does my? It's getting pulled. It's what's happening. I'm getting my clock hair pulled. What? God. That's
He's
tough.
done.
I'm done. Take me out of the game, coach. I'm cooked.
1, 2, 3.
Ring the bell. I'm clocked. What?
All right, guys. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel. It's at Boogeyman Radio Show. We're live every Monday night at 8 p.m. Central Time. And that's for if you're new here. If you're on Kick, don't forget to follow us over there as well. Just look up Boogeyman Radio. We're also on TikTok and Tinder. And, yeah.
Yep. Have a great night and stay clocked and loaded. It was funny and you know it.
It's not.
It's so funny.
It was not. Hey.
It was.
You know what dating app butchers use?
What?
Tinder.